Hi, I'm Rose,
And I'm Deb,
and welcome to this episode of This Old Quilt.
and we have a treasure to share with you today.
Yes, this is an 1880s antique ocean waves quilt that came from the state of Texas. We're going to be talking about several things regarding this quilt today, starting with the fabric that's in this quilt.
So, 99% of this quilt is made with cotton. And people ask us, well, where did they get all these colorful fabrics? And they didn't. A lot of these old quilts are made with old clothes. And in this particular quilt, there are two blocks that have silk in them, and the silk has seriously deteriorated. And if you can show that block, I can share years ago when fabric was sold by weight, people who were selling silk because it's so light, they wanted to make more money on them. So a lot of them soaked their silk in lead to make them weigh more, which is why when you look at a quilt like this and all the cotton looks great, but the silk is seriously deteriorated, and that's probably because of the lead that was put with that so it would weigh more and people could make more money on them. Mm-hmm. So let's talk about what we want to do repair wise on this quilt because there's only two silk blocks, that those are the only two major repairs that need to be done. So what do you think, Rose?
Well, we should ask our audience to respond and comment to see what they think. But this being such a small number of blocks that need replaced, I think that rather than stabilize these blocks and reinforce them, that we will probably go ahead and replace them with similar fabrics. You know, people didn't waste fabric 140 years ago. They used every scrap, every piece, and look at the artwork that resulted from being so careful and so frugal. And we need to preserve this in our American history. So that's why we are completing antique quilts. And we want to share this with you. We want to hear comments from you. We want you to like. We want you to subscribe. And let us know what you think about these antique quilts. You can follow us on Instagram, and we can hold this quilt up and let you see the whole quilt a little bit better. And what do you think? Should we add a border to this, or do you like it in its original size made by the original maker? So what Deb and I know is that there is someone up there who's saying thank you for finishing my quilt. What do you think, Debbie? Is there anything else that we need to talk about?
Well, I think that it's so amazing to me every time I look at one of these quilts that somebody sat without electricity with a lamp and a pair of scissors and they cut all this out. Today we have amazing tools that do this for us. Mm-hmm. We even have die cutters that will do them. Mm-hmm. But they did not have those tools, and they created such beautiful works of art. They just take my breath away almost every time.
Yes.
I absolutely love them.
Yes.
I want you to stay tuned for a later episode because we will show this quilt when it's finished. We'll show whether you voted on a repair or stabilization of the silk. We'll take all that into consideration. If you think we should not replace it, we won't, and we'll just stabilize it. But probably in about 3 or 4 episodes, it'll take us about that long to get the repairs finished and vote on a border, whether we're going to add borders or not. And stay tuned because you're going to see it finished and you're going to be amazed.
Yes.